How's it going, everyone? Today I'll be talking about my college experience. It's so crazy for me to even think or even wrap my mind around the fact that I'm now a senior. I am graduating. I'm walking the stage in about 2 weeks, give or take. I mean, it went by as such a flash, and it has been such a roller coaster of a journey. And I cannot wait to share my experiences with you guys. You guys some advice, some of my tips, because I've been through it, and we all are going to go through it eventually if you decide to go to college. If you're currently in college, right? Just even thinking about it. So I think these are really great tidbits of advice, and hopefully you guys can find interest or also, I would also like to say that I will be doing two parts to my college experience series because so many things have transpired, so many things have happened. There's so much I want to share with you guys. So there'll be a part one and part two. They'll both be about 10 minutes long each, and they'll drop on the same day. Convenient because you can just watch one, and if you find it interesting enough, you can watch the second one without having to wait or all that stupid stuff that a lot of creators like to do. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for starters, the reason why I picked my college specifically, it wasn't really my top pick. It was actually number 5 on my list, I would say. I was transitioning out of the military at that point, and I've always known that I wanted to go to college. It was honestly, to be honest, it was between going to college or just starting out contracting work right out of the military because I already had relevant work experience. My 3.5 years working in defense, you could say. And so I was really trying to I guess bounce between the two, but I guess the like sole factor that made me settle on like okay just college was because with the contracting job I was trying to get, they wanted me to be at least 21. I was not 21 by the time I got out of the military. I know that seems crazy, and yes, I did serve my full time. I was honorably discharged. I wasn't a chapter or anything, so let's keep it at that. But anyways, like yeah, so I wasn't even 21 yet, and so going to college and stuff, I was still around the same age range as most college students generally. But however, because of my past experiences and stuff, I was definitely I had relevant work experience, and I would say much more just mature generally, even though I still was a kid in a lot of ways, but it was just a little bit more mature, I would say mentally. So going back to that story of how I got into my school that I'm currently going to graduate from, Syracuse University. Yes, like I said, mentioned before, it wasn't my top school. It was my number 5 on my list, and the main reason why I got in really was because Syracuse has rolling admissions, so it means they accept students throughout the year, and that was just a lifesaver. I am so glad, and I think it was just fate, right? Because with the other 4 schools I had before Syracuse, they all utilized the Common App, right? And so I applied to these schools while I was still in, and I submitted all the necessary things. However, I did not fully submit it because you're supposed to click the submission button twice. I clicked it once, didn't fully go through, and as such, my application didn't even exist. So there was no shot with that anyways. So I think it is just fate, and it just happens. And I'm grateful, and I feel like I've gotten so much and grown so much as a person throughout my time here at this university. And hopefully throughout this part 1 and part 2 of these videos, I show you guys and I explain to you guys in a very, I guess, interesting way of just the benefits, the downsides, all the in betweens that I've experienced throughout my journey in college. And another also the thing I would say to set the picture to get the context is that I was accepted to the school very shortly after I got out of the military. So it was almost like a quick turnaround. It was like maybe like 2 months, in between 3 months even. Yeah, about like 2 or 3 months, not even that, before I was on my way up here to upstate New York. So it was a very quick turnaround. Also, another thing is I was accepted with approved credits because while I was in the military, I did take a lot of college credits. So I was accepted as a sophomore pretty much, which is why I'm graduating. And I mean, if I was accepted as a regular student, I should be graduating probably next year. However, I'm graduating this year because I had extra credits and I came in pretty much as a sophomore. Credit wise, I had all my basics already done because community college. I'm telling you, if you don't have to be a military person or a veteran or anything, if you're just even a regular student or whatever, and you don't want to go into so much college debt, you don't want to spend what you don't have to spend, then go to community college for a year, 2 years, get your basics out of the way, figure out what you want to do with your life, actually, like, college wise. Because I came in as undecided, right? I mean, yeah, I probably should have done more thought, whatever. I kind of fell into my major and stuff, and it has served me very well because it is kind of my passions. and I really do enjoy my major. But the thing is, it's like, going into a college of my caliber undecided is just a disservice, I feel like. So it's much better if you're undecided, if you don't want to spend much money, if you're not going to be like a 100% scholarship student, whatever the case may be. I think it's best for everyone to at least think about going to community college first, getting their credits in, and then going to college and just moving forward. Like, and also during this time is my first semester in college. I was transitioning out of the military, trying to get my benefits, trying to navigate just becoming a college student. Even though I was and still am around the same age range as most college students, it still was a transition, different culture, right? Whole different culture, whole different way of doing things. This was like post-COVID time, so of course you had the mask thing going on, which was super annoying in my opinion, and really stifled a lot of things for me. And it just trying to transition and learn professional skills, learn basic skills, really just try and adapt to a different way of just being. That was that was definitely something. So another highlight during this semester was that I did get to spend my 21st birthday in New York City. I feel like that was so sick. Because I feel like a 21st birthday is a big deal for me. All birthdays are a big deal for me, to be honest. But a 21st birthday, it is a big deal. You're finally legal, right? And I drove up to New York City. I remember on my own, didn't know anyone in the city. Just went there on my own and just met people, randomly. The hotel I ended up staying at ended up giving me an upgrade, which was super nice. I got to also, I'm going to put a picture up somewhere. I got to meet Jane, right? Jane is this jeweler from, I think she's in Chinatown in New York City. And I've been following her since I was like 15 or 14, right? I've seen her account grow from like a small minor, like no one knows what is going on. Because, so the thing that I really like about Jane is that she makes like these pretty like cute little pendants and stuff, really like niche like jewelry that is not really, or at least by back then wasn't really that much of a common thing. So you can get almost any motif, any pendant, any symbol you want, anything, and it's somehow gonna be there. Initials, characters, whatever you want, and this somehow she somehow has it, right? It always has a crazy selection. And so I followed her since she first started, and eventually her account grew, her clientele grew. Made jewelry and necklaces and pendants and everything from rappers, celebrities, people in government, like everything. Everyone visited Jane's store whenever they were in New York City. And so having a chance to not only go there and visit her and see her and take a picture with her and share the fact that, yeah, I've been following all these years, wow, this is so iconic, was pretty sick in my opinion. And that was one of the biggest things. Okay, so I did that. I went to Times Square. Of course, I went out on my 21st. Also went to this very sick steakhouse called Wolfgang Steakhouse. So sick. Hotel I was staying at, obviously New York City is probably one of the most, if not the most expensive place to stay at in the US. So of course I had to pay a lot. But however, when I told them, it's my birthday, I'm here for my birthday weekend, they were like, oh, and they upgraded me. And I had an executive, kind of suite, balcony, everything. Oh my God, it was literally the best. I could not want a better 21st birthday experience. It was super sick. And yeah, New York City has to be one of my favorite cities. I love New York City so much. I love New York City down. Next up, we've got sophomore year. So sophomore year was pretty much the next year, right? Because I got to college a fall semester. Sophomore year was spring semester. And it was my first time experiencing in a upstate New York, or just a upstate, you could say, kind of winter, right? Because I'm from the South originally, I'm from Texas. So, it does snow once every 4 or 5 years, and you get an inch, or not even an inch. You just get a dusting of snow, and the whole state goes crazy. Last time we had snow, we had experienced the state shut down, people died, people lost their minds. So, coming up here and seeing just how people were used to the snow, people were used to the cold, that's a very common thing here. They have very, very effective ways of removing snow from roads. It's almost within hours, the roads are going to be cleared. They have salt, they have these different measures and stuff. That's something I was not really used to, and so it's pretty new. But also, with that being said, it can be beautiful, and it's very different. It feels like it's surreal. You feel like you're in a different world. It can be very beautiful as well, but on that same hand, it can be very depressing and just cold. Just cold. Trying to go to class, trying to just go anywhere, when it's snowing or after it's snow, it's depressing. It's cold. It's miserable, and I don't think it's the best thing ever. However, on the same hand, I can also appreciate. I think both can exist at the same time, to be honest with you. So I started off 2022, my sophomore year, by going to NAPCon, which is this convention for veteran students. Super sick. If you're a veteran student or veteran connected student, definitely take advantage of it. I mean, you go there, you meet employers, you just meet so many different cool people. It was the best time ever, and I've been to at least 2 different NACons. I think, yeah, I've been to 2, and that was definitely the best one by far. I learned so much. I met so many cool people, so many new people, grew so much professionally, went attended so many workshops, and just learned so much. Because the thing is, I feel like for anyone, right, whether you're a veteran, whether you're a young person, whether you're just someone starting out in life, what separates things is like how much you know, right? I mean, parts to this, I have very, very, very minimal, like, professional, I guess, knowledge, professional skills, how to write a resume, how to write a cover letter, how to apply to things, how to network, how to talk to people, like, just simple things that I mean, maybe a seasoned professional might take for granted. I might think it's just do whatever it is, but I mean, for someone who might not have that background, learning those things and being in those environments is just so good and just so beneficial and so just, yeah. Summer of 2022, my sophomore summer, I found myself at a certain position, okay? So, like I said before, and I'll continue to reiterate throughout the video, developing professional skills is something that is super important, and I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to develop them throughout my time here in college. So I did not really necessarily understand how internships worked, how applying to them worked or anything. So I waited until last minute. I waited until I think it was like April, May-ish to start applying to internships, to start looking for internships, because I didn't know that was a thing that was even required. Not really required. I mean, it's required if you would like to build a resume and perhaps be a viable job applicant. I mean, sure, if it's but so I was doing that, and I was like, oh shit, like I have to apply to these things. I have to search for these things. So I was applying left and right, just whatever, throwing my resume out there, right? But I ended up landing in an internship at our local Veterans Affairs Center. It was recently built. It's so beautiful. It's so sick. Okay. And honestly, because a little later on, probably in a week or 2, I will drop a video ranking all my jobs and ranking my favorite jobs, least favorite jobs, just talking about them and stuff, because I have had, at the very least, 15 jobs, okay, if not more. So yeah, I have had so many different roles over the course of my experience, and I'm only in my early 20s. I'm not even seasoned like that. So anyways, yeah, like I was like that has had that internship was definitely the nicest, I would say, job experience I've ever had, and I now just say so just for a simple fact that it was just so nice. You walk in, people are smiling, good morning. It's not really forced, it's not really fake, it's not some underlying toxic game going on. It's just like people are generally just nice to you. Generally nice. Oh, can I leave a couple hours early today? I might have to take care of something. Yeah, you're fine. Can I do this? Yeah, okay. How's your day? Like, genuinely asking. Like, it was so nice, and I was so shocked that a workplace could actually be that nice, because I came from workplaces where it's just like you show up. I mean, it's just like you would be behooved if someone even said hi to you, and it's just like, yeah, get this done, do this, do this, blah blah blah. I mean, and that's on a good day. On a bad day, they'll rag on it and they'll be like, yeah, you suck by doing this, or everyone collectively sucks. Let's all do better. Like, we just are trash. Like, so that was definitely super refreshing. And also, that summer was a summer where I actually applied to go to a DC program, which I ended up being accepted to. So the DC program is pretty much my, I guess, school, right? Or because like there's different schools in every college, different schools for different like major groups. Because you have one for education, you have one for like, I guess you'd say like public policy, law, stuff like that. That's one that I'm a part of. You have one that's for more like sciences, one for more like behavioral sciences. So there's different like, I guess, schools and stuff. And take advantage of these opportunities, because these opportunities are absolutely sick. This one I ended up doing. I will explain about it later in the video, because I did end up attending this program. It was amazing. I was kind of skeptical to apply about it, and this is another thing too, is like, even if you're skeptical, or if you just think that maybe, oh, what if they don't accept me? Apply. Who cares? What's the worst they're gonna do? Reject you? How many jobs and stuff that I've applied to, internship roles, whatever things I've applied to, scholarships, that I've just been boop, like not even accepted, almost instantly rejected. It's okay. You keep going on. You're gonna get to least something, right? So do that. That's what I did, right? My GPA was not the best. It was not the best. I'm telling you. It was not the best. But just because I applied and I also made an effort to like at least reach out to the director of the program and be like, express my interest, here's my background, here's what it is. I know maybe this isn't. I didn't even mention my grades. I just reached out and I said that, okay, and I was accepted, and I ended up doing very well, making honor roll. Was it honor? What do you call it? Dean's list. Making dean's list that semester or the following semester because I just expressed interest and I applied. So do that, okay? Do that and try to seize what you can because I mean, like no one's gonna hand anything to you, and opportunities are there if you work hard enough for it or you just make the effort for it. Also, another thing to also mention that summer, I also was working my ass off. Not only was I interning, I was also working at my campus gym. I would do that almost directly after my internship. And on top of that, I was also, well, later on, I would say about a halfway point in the semester, I was a valet as well, which was pretty interesting. I mean, it was 50-50, very bittersweet. I'll go into more detail about it in my next video. It's probably going to drop about my jobs ranked. Before we segue into my junior year, it's also worth mentioning I did end up taking a trip. Of course, throughout this video, I'll have pictures up. Pictures are going to be up right now. I've ended up taking a trip, an impromptu planned trip with some of my really good friends that I've made here during my time here. And we went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which is a popular vacation spot. Apparently, there's like a pipeline between like upstate New York people or upstate New Yorkers and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's like a pipeline. Like it's kind of weird because it's like a lot of the people we met down there were from there and vice versa. And it's well, not vice versa. It was just like coming down here and stuff. And I don't really blame them. You know, I mean, like there, like the weather's nice. You know, you can chill. It's super friendly. It's super laid back. Up here, it's like cold. It's frigid. It's so I can definitely see how that pipeline is. But it's very interesting, very niche. But anyways, we went down there for a couple of days. I think it was almost about a week. Had a great time. It was my first time going down there. Had a really sick, amazing time, and it was a much needed vacation after a summer of just working my ass off. Now that segues to my junior year, fall semester 2022, junior year. So junior year, I pretty much like the main highlights. Main highlights is that I was part of a New York City career immersion trip, which pretty much is you go on a trip, right, with a cohort of like a small group of people, and you go on to these different companies, these different organizations, and they give you, hey, this is what we do, this is what we're about. Here are the requirements that we were looking for. You know, just really give you an understanding and stuff. And like goes back to my biggest thing about college that I feel like is so important, and I feel like every single college student needs to really focus on and try to make sure they at least have a good understanding of this concept is professionalism, right? What does it take to be, to work at Bloomberg? What does it take to work at, EY? What does it take to be a consultant? What does it take to be a finance person? What does it take to do anything, right? You have to understand these things, and one of the best ways to do it, and one of the fastest and most effective ways I feel like, is to actually go on these career immersion trips. Every single school I know has these programs, right? They have these trips, these events and stuff. Apply to them, reach out to them, and try to be a part of them. Try and join them. Most, not to the 10, it's usually free of charge, right? So you don't have to pay for your hotel. You don't have to pay for whatever things. You just go, right? You go and you interact with these companies and you see what they're about, and you can plan. You can start to the gears can turn in your brain, and you can start to see, okay, post grad, when I have a career, that I see myself doing this. I don't see myself doing this. I think this will be a great work environment. This might not be a great work environment, but you only get that from going to these different, I guess, trips, these different events, right? That are usually, like I said before, free of charge to you as the attendant, and you just gain so much a wealth of information and stuff. So I went to this one in New York City, super sick. Of course, I'll have pictures up. Such an amazing experience. I love New York City. I love New York City so much, like I said before. And yeah, I mean, I got to one of, if not my favorite city ever, and craziest city. And I got to learn so much and grow as a professional. Like, that was amazing. That was so amazing. And it's also during the semester where I finally got confirmation that I was like actually accepted. Like, beginning of the semester is when I finally got an email that was like, yeah, you have been accepted. I mean, like I said before, I applied in the summer, but I got accepted then, and I was so stoked, so happy. I was like, this is gonna be amazing. I am on cloud 10, and I was on cloud 10. Now, for this last portion of this video, I won't go into too much detail. I will kind of do like a 50-50 of this semester, just because I've already yapped for too long. I know even though I'm going to edit all these clips as much as I can, there's still going to be a lot of overlap and everything, so I want to keep it as short and brief as possible. I will reiterate this and retouch upon it in my second video of my just college journey. So junior year, part 2, right? The most exciting time. My move to DC for my semester in DC program. So my semester in DC program was by far my hands down best experience ever when it comes to learning and this encompasses all K through 12, every single learning experience I've ever had. I've never had anything quite like it, and I hunger for more opportunities like this, which is why I'm kind of committed to going to grad school of some sort. I haven't decided if it's law school or if it's some other type of grad school. We'll have to wait and see. I have to work for at least a couple of years, get some moolah, and then we can move on. But by far, hands down, the best experience I've ever had academically. Okay, so immersive, so exciting, so just sick. Okay, I won't go into much detail about this semester because, like I said, it's going to be in the next video, but I will just say this. As someone who, I really don't like the concept of how public education or just education system in general forces people to sit down. Okay, you sit down for hours a day, you take in information, and that's that. There's no dialogue, there's no communication, it's not interesting. You're not learning about things that are just interconnected, and you're just learning about stupid shit. You're sitting there, I sit there, X amount of hours a day, and you have to be here at a certain time, and you can't leave. Like it's like a prison system. It's so absurd, and you wonder why we have generations of people who are just dummies. You wonder why. So, anyways, best experience. I interned there. I got to see some of our nation's greatest museums, greatest sites, greatest, I guess, forms of like government, of forms of just some of our just greatest things ever, and had a great experience. Absolutely loved my time there, and 9 out of 10 I'll probably be moving there once I graduate. So anyways, there you have it. Okay, this is part 1 of me just going down my whole college experience, just giving you guys all the details, all the tea about everything that's went on for these past couple years that were very formative to me, in my opinion, and allowed me to be the person that I am today, right now. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. I've got my Instagram, TikTok, OnlyFans links in the bio. Don't forget to visit them, share them, suggest me different ideas either via DM or via comment section or whatever. And as always, have a blessed day.